Okay, on this video we're going to be talking about another tool for finding slope, which is the slope formula. You should be adding this information to page 90 because you have a foldable on that page that has room for you to write information about slope formula. So starting out, we have an x and y axis with 2 points on it, point A and point B. We want to find the slope. And we know that the slope is rise over run. So when I say rise, that's what I mean, is we're moving up the y-axis. So you can think of rise as change in y. How is your y value changing? Okay. And then for, this is how we would write change in y without having to write the words change in over and over again. You just put a triangle, and that is read as change in y. And then we look at run. So this is how am I moving on the x-axis. I think of this as the change in x. And again, we can write that with a triangle in x. We need the ordered pairs to be labeled so we can work with the numbers and not have to count this out. So this first change in y, we're looking at the y values only. And the word change, we're looking at the distance, so we will be subtracting. So we're going to subtract one y value from the other. We have negative 3 minus 5, which is negative 8. Then we look at the x values, and we have negative 2 minus 4, and we get negative 6. Now negative 8 divided by negative 6 is a positive number, so it's 8 over 6. And then they're both divisible by 2, so I can simplify this a little bit and call it 4/3. And the key piece to this that I want you to remember is that the order that you subtract in does matter. So if you see negative 3 and negative 2 come from the same point, just like 5 and 4 come from the same point. So you want your ordered pair from one point to be first, and then your ordered pair from another point to be second. Looking at another example, we have a new A and B, and we want to know the slope. Again, the slope is rise over run, which could be change in y over change in x. And to save time, so we don't have to write change in all the time, we can write it with triangles. So I first look at my change in y. And to do that, I look at only my y values. So I have negative 6 minus 2, and that is negative 8. Then I look at my change in x, and my x my numbers that represent x in my ordered pair. I get 4 minus negative 5. Well, 4 minus negative 5 is the same thing as 4 plus 5, so I get 9. My final answer on this one is negative 8 over 9. And again, see, this time I did the point B first, and then I did point A. But as long as they are vertically to match together, then it's fine that the numbers are correct. And you can always check your answers by going over and counting the units, especially whenever we're first starting this formula process out. So the big idea. The slope formula makes finding slope easier than counting units. And the technical slope formula is that slope equals the change in y over the change in x. And we show that by saying one of the y values minus the other one divided by the same x value paired with that other y minus the other x. And that is your slope formula. We're going to do a lot of practice in class together on this. Make sure that you have notes in your foldable on page 90.